Space, India is set to drive the 5G market in the coming years, with estimates indicating that subscriptions will go up to 270 million by the end of this year, and this number could swell to over 970 million by the end of 2030. A report by Ericsson Mobility has highlighted that data consumption per user is expected to grow exponentially to 66 GB per month. Betting on this growth, Ericsson Consumer Labs is now making a pitch for telecom companies to roll out differentiated premium plans for selected users. I caught up with leaders at Ericsson for a peep into the telecom crystal ball. Take a look.
Gaming is another big area. You have about 142 million paying gaming users in India that care about latency. That's another area. Content creators. We have about anywhere between 80 to 100 million content creators and influencers in India. Again, all of them care about uplink speeds to ensure that the videos go out in time. We are able to live stream and in high quality. We see that India by far is one of the biggest markets for Gen AI today. We see phenomenal sort of usage.
When you look at such peak demands, such uplink as well as downlink demands, is there a case then in such a situation to be where you have infrastructural spends required to deploy such differentiated networks? Is there then a case to be made that perhaps that burden should be shifted equally between the telecom operator on one hand and some of these large traffic generators on the other?
I think, as we have said, I mean, the opportunity is, for differentiated connectivity lies for all the players in the ecosystem, right? Whether you are big tech or you're a telecom operator, and the opportunity is much more in this space of network APIs, right? So, big tech can gain a lot. Big tech has global applications that they want to work across different networks, and they want a consistent experience for their users across these different networks. And now that with our new JV that we have, where we are aggregating all these network APIs, we are providing an opportunity also for the big tech players to actually play in this ecosystem. So we are inviting them to kind of ensure that they are part of this sort of ecosystem. So rather than this fair share, sort of argument, I would rather say that we're trying to be much more inclusive out here to ensure that everybody in the ecosystem can actually play in this area.
Last 1 year, more than 150 million subscriptions have been added in India. Right, and this is not going to stop. We are 1.1 billion subscription market today, and we expect to grow up to 1.2, 1.3 billion by 2030. So what we are expecting is that more and more of new 5G devices will come into the market, and I think India being a big market, what we are seeing is that the price ecosystem of the devices is also changing.
Do you see satellite comms acting as perhaps a headwind that perhaps could offer an alternative to the users, to the consumers?
So first of all, I think satellite has always been complementing the land networks, whether it was wireline or wireless. And I think this will continue to happen. Gradually, we were talking about big satellites, now we're talking about LEO and GEO satellites. So a lot of satellites are coming into it. But what sort of services get adopted by the consumer is a big question. Like what we are forcing is, basic services like voice, SMS, and maybe new services like IoT. That could be a pickup point because there is a device ecosystem onto it. Talking about subscribers going to, taking out satellite communication for their day-to-day operations, day-to-day data consumption, I think the price points and the market stability will talk about it in terms of future. How does it appear?
Well, with that, it's time now for slipping into a short break. But coming up, the government may soon allow 100% FDI in the insurance sector. Sources say a composite license mechanism may also get the green light. A special discussion when we come back.